What is up, guys? Today on this video I'll give you a little update as to where we are with the beast mode caddy and what I'm doing on the beast mode caddy today. So we've got it back inside because I'm still waiting on a donor vehicle for all the wiring and the body parts. I've started getting stuck in with the interior again. All of this stuff will have to come back out because the wiring loom's got to go in. So I'm now test fitting compressors. Ideally you want them tucked away, out of the way. Right, battery died just then. So as I was saying, dealing with compressors today because ideally you want them tucked away. Obviously normally a lot of people would put them under the front part of the bed floor on the van, but obviously we have rear seat, so there is nowhere to hide them. I did have a look at putting them under the storage or inside the storage. Oh, well, yeah, you get the drift anyway. That was the plan. I did have a think last night, maybe I can make some sort of spacers or something like that to raise it slightly. What I have done is I've sat this one in place. It's very comfortable sitting in the back. It's not too bad. Now, if I put this compressor down here and I try to close the lid, there is no chance of the lid closing, so that becomes quite irritating. But if I put these extension bars there in place and I then grab this lid and sit it where it needs to be, it raises it. I think it's about 40 mil. Yeah, raises it about 40 mil. Don't get me wrong, it's not ideal, but if I can make some sort of spacer plate to raise the whole floor on the back end as opposed to just that, I mean, I could raise just that, and worst case people could put their feet in front of it, or they could put their feet on top, or I could raise the whole thing and have it so it slides just underneath the vent. So I'm pretty short, to be fair, and I'm sitting in the back and my legs are raised off of the seat. It's just my butt on the seat, so it's a bit irritating, but that's where we're at. In terms of other updates, I've got the roof mounted air tank. I do plan on running the air lines out through here on a 90 degree, so 90 degree push to fit facing upwards, and then going along there down here into the air compressors. In terms of manifold may be mounted inside here, and then at least that way we can run the lines down, maybe through this hole, or I will have to drill another hole down there for the lines to come out. Yeah, it's just a bit irritating. So same on that side, we'll have a line coming out there all the way down, and then we'll run it across and underneath the seat, rear seat bracket, and into the manifold here. So we have to have feed to the tank, then we have to have compressors to the tank. Is that my delivery already? Just DPD. Hopefully that's for me. So yeah, we have to have feeds from both compressors into the tank, and a feed from the tank into the manifold. So there'll be 3 lines in total that need to leave the tank, one either side out of the big end fittings, and then one from the top out this side into the manifold. So that's where we're at anyway. Obviously cardboard boxes are the best thing to use when templating, because you can cut them, and if you mess it up you can stick it back together. So that's where we're at anyway. What I need to do is cut a shape of the rear floor, and that's what we're going to try and do. So I'm going to crack on with that now. I'm going to start cutting. Let's go, baby. Okay, so we have our template now. I have taped it both sides to keep it rigid. The next template that will be needed would be one of the actual lid itself. So I need to try and figure out where the points are of the lid. That hole there is the hole that we need to make, so we don't actually have to do that there. That can be routed in once the top layer is finished, and then obviously we will have to drill holes where these pegs go through. So drill a hole for that one, drill a hole for that one. There'll be like locating lugs, and have to somehow sort out something to do with this situation. It would be amazing if I can, in the end product, have something like the original spracer scanned and made in plastic, like 3D printed. That would make things 10 times easier, and it would also open an option for other people to mount their compressors under the storage compartments in the caddies. So I'm going to do an 8mm just for a solid template, and then I will perfect like fitting and clearance and stuff like that. Try it in there. If it catches, adapt it, try it again, so on and so on. So I've marked out the template there. So I'm going to cut this with a jigsaw now, and then hopefully we get this fitting as best as possible. It's actually not a bad fit, to be fair. What I could actually do is use this for a base, and then do like a, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but we're getting there. Got to try and figure out cutting this for the lid. Yeah, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. So the lid will go on top there like that, but this isn't how it's going to sit, just so you guys know. Obviously, like I said, I need to get a much thicker piece of wood. This is just like a stronger template. So that's basically how it's going to sit. I mean, I could even move this further up, because at the end of the day, got it wrong way around for starters. What I could even do is I could draw inside of this now. I could draw inside of that and then cut it out. Something along the lines of that anyway. Right, so there we have it. I've cut the center out. That is to allow this piece to slot in. It's not neat, it's not tidy, but I'm not chippy, so I don't care. So yeah, that's kind of what we got. The compressor should go in now. Perfect. And that shuts in place. And now all I need to do is check whether it slides under the other side, which I believe it should. So this one piece should do both sides basically. Nice template. So same again for this one. Put that there. This should slide now under this piece. Oh, I've not got the seat base in. Damn. But yeah, you get the idea anyway. So that will slide in there. We'll have a compressor that will sit in this side, and then we will have. It's not that one. I don't think it matters which side seat base you've got. I mean, which side storage box. And then we've got that there. So open it. You can see. Lovely that. And then somehow I've got to sort out how we are going to get the leader line from where it is up to the tank. Like I said, I don't know, we're going to get up there somehow through one of these channels and up So, but this one will obviously be facing that way like that, because it's the passenger side. So we want the leader line going that way. I don't know whether we'll try and slide it under the carpet and then up inside the trim. But yeah, I think we've solved the problem. I just need to finish this off. I'll be moving on to the management setup. So that's the management for the air suspension, and we're going to mount that in here. So what I need to do now is, initially I was looking to use some wood, some offcuts, but that is going to add thickness as well, which is going to push the manifold, sorry, it's going to push the manifold forward. So I've still got some steel here. I believe, I don't know if this is galvanized or not, but I've marked it out 30 centimeters downwards, and it's more than enough width ways to drill 2 holes and bolt the manifold to the steel plate. So steel plate will be primed, etched and then primed, then painted, and that will bolt in place in here. So that will be the next thing I get sorted. So I'm going to cut this now, start measuring and get that sorted. Yeah, that's where we're going to basically mount the manifold. So if I hold that there, that is basically what we're going to end up with. We'll do some lights or something like that in there as well, but I still think that is going to sit slightly proud. So we'll cut a small window out around the manifold, and we'll put some LEDs behind there, and just to make it look a little bit more eye-catching. Okay, right, what I've done, top 2 screws have been marked out, screwed in, or pilot holes have been drilled. Then I used the center punch to make some markings at the back, drilled them through. Pilot holes have been done at the bottom, and I've just center punched those. So now I'm going to take the plate back off, and I'm going to drill the holes in the backing plate. So I'll show you guys now. So yeah, we've got the holes there, we've got the little markings from the center punch. So now I need to drill through here, so I'm going to have to remove this seat and to drill through there. And what I will do is I will use this backing, this plate behind, so if it does shoot through, we don't end up marking the outer body of the van. You can see there's sealer in there, but the sealer I don't believe goes high enough. And then once we've got that set up, screwed, we're going to have to grind these screws down, because these are self-drilling or self-tapping or whatever. So we're going to take them points off, so that once this screws in, we're not going to damage the bodywork and cause any high spots. So I'm going to draw that through now, then I'll crack on with this and get it mounted. Right, there are some people that have never heard of Riv Nuts. Riv Nuts are almost like a normal nut, but what you do is you drill a hole in something that you want to bolt something to. So I've done a 10mm drill bit, a 10mm hole here. The Riv Nut will slot through like that. Then you've got a special tool that you pull the Riv Nut with, and it squishes and expands so it can't be removed from that hole. So what I'm going to do now, if I can, I'll set the camera up as best as possible, and I'll show you guys how these Riv Nuts work. Right, so I'm not sure if you can see this, but what you would do is you will screw the Riv Nut. You'll screw the Riv Nut onto the Riv Nut tool like this, and this is almost like a corkscrew sort of thing, but the opposite effect. So this you will now put through here you know what, let me get a torch. Let me get some better lighting. Let's get some better lighting for you guys, okay? So that's better. I think the torch is dead, to be honest. So yeah, so that goes through there. You then grab the arms and you pull them, or you push them together like a set of bolt cutters. And as you do that, it crimps. So you don't have to go all the way. I've done probably a third of the turn, because what you want to do, what you don't want to do, is pull the thread out of the riv knot. So that's it, that's done now. So I'll show you guys here. So the riv nut is in place, fitted, and you can see on the edges there where it is squished down. Nice, very nice. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to bolt it back into the vehicle. Take a note of where how can I say, where the manifold is going to sit straight. So this is why I've only done one side and not both sides, because I need to make sure that the manifold is going to sit in the correct position. There we go, that's almost finished product. So we've got the mounting plate is screwed into the tabs on the van, the chassis, and then the manifold is riv nutted in. Well, it's not riv nutted in, we've got riv nuts in, and then it's bolted on. So I'm going to change them bolts because they're 10mm. As I was saying just before the battery died again, I'm going to be replacing those 10mm nuts or 10mm bolts for some Allen keys, some hex or some torque, something like that, just so that it's a little bit prettier than that. This doesn't look great, does it? No, to be fair, you're not going to see that anyway. I will show you what I plan on doing. This is the carpeted panel that will cover that whole piece there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to cut a square out here, do whatever measuring that I'm really bad at, and get it so that that piece there is literally going to sit on display. Maybe a bit of perspex, maybe not, LED lighting behind it, but yeah, so that's the plan anyway. That is the plan. That's the plan, Batman. So that's where we're at. Still haven't completed the template stuff yet. I didn't manage to get a chance to pop out and get some wood, so that is something I'll have to do. But yeah, we're getting there, definitely getting there. I'm happy with the progress.